Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Merry Christmas. Well, it's the new year. We are back as we normally do. We took some time off, to have some family time and enjoy, I would say, the break. Yeah, we just decided to just take some time off to refresh and rest, even though there are so many games from our last episode till today. But yeah, we're back. We're back and well, maybe better. We'll see how that goes. I'm with Olufemi Adenaike. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year.
I know you like traveling. So how was your New Year? How was your Christmas and New Year?
I mean, Christmas, New Year was pretty, it wasn't hectic. It was pretty chill, I traveled to Atlanta. I'm out here in Atlanta right now. So I actually traveled on Christmas Day to Atlanta very early in the morning.
Mm.
Um, yeah, just spending time with family, very calm. I was off work like the week of Christmas. I'm back to work this week. But it was, yeah, a very, very calm, cold Christmas. Sometimes you need time and days like that, to like think, recover, and start the new year very fresh instead of partying, and then you're starting the new year like tired. You need to start
Did
the new year
you
energized.
was the airport packed on Christmas morning?
On the 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually it's so funny because like the year prior, I've done the same thing. Traveling on Christmas Day, and it wasn't that packed last year, in 2023. But last year, 2024, December 25th, yeah, it was very packed. I almost missed my
Wow.
flight, to be honest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I woke up early to get to the airport early. But still, I almost still did miss it. But luckily, I
Mm.
made it. I made it in time.
I think part of the arc, because I don't really like the airport. I like traveling, but I don't like the airport. Part of the
Mm-hmm.
arc I used to do is travel on the day of like maybe Christmas or Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving, yeah,
or New Year Day, just to like
yeah,
because I believe that people would be at home and or
yeah,
they'll have traveled
yeah.
already. So I'm
But funny enough,
surprised.
this year was different. This year was definitely different, man.
Oh
I think
wow,
most people got that hack and decided because the price difference was actually you could see the difference between traveling on the 24th and traveling on the 25th.
yeah,
So I think people and like Austin is a smaller sized airport.
yes,
So
yes.
ticket prices are usually on the more expensive side compared to like most other airports that can fly to most other places. I mean, Austin flies to most places, but it's a smaller airport at the end of the day.
Mm.
So I
I
think.
you
Sorry,
think
go
what?
ahead.
You think what?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like I think that affected the price, and like most people caught on that hack, and most people
Mhm.
decided to actually like fly out the morning of Christmas because even if you fly out in the morning, you're still gonna get there in time to your destination. You know.
So one thing I don't like doing, I don't like paying a lot for flight tickets. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
traveling somewhere and say I know if it's not urgent, if it's not an emergency, when I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to travel somewhere for maybe like Christmas, Thanksgiving, or whatever, I like to
Mm-hmm.
buy my ticket months ahead
Mm-hmm.
because like how like let's say economy or main
Mm-hmm.
cabin, let's say it's like 200.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say like 3 months ahead is 200, and say first class is like 300. I rather buy
Mm-hmm.
main cabin because I don't want to spend money. I mean, for
Yeah.
local flights, that's like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours flight
Mm-hmm.
time. Yeah, I don't mind doing economy or main cabin. But say
Mm-hmm.
anything that is getting towards 5 hours, 6 hours, I guess
Yeah.
first class is like very, very I would say comfortable. But yeah, I don't
Convenient.
like
Yeah. Comfortable as well.
convenience. I don't like spending a lot of money on flight tickets. I was telling someone the other day that I'd rather plan my trip ahead, way like weeks ahead to be able to
Mm-hmm.
circumvent it. So I did the same this year.
Mm-hmm.
I went to New Jersey for Christmas, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I needed to like check what dates made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, everything was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I added 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The tickets weren't making sense. It was so
Yeah.
bad that I had to like push my like stay longer in New Jersey just to be able to get a
Good price. Yeah.
like side a price that made sense. So I had to spend
Yeah.
10 days in New Jersey.
Yeah. I think it's so funny.
uh,
Like about a year ago, I went for what's his name? The guy that was on the Daily Show, the comedy guy from South Africa, Trevor Noah.
okay, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I went for his comedy show in Austin like a year ago, um and he made a joke about like ticket prices and all that stuff. And I actually agree with him, man. Like I feel like flight tickets are the only I guess ticket prices that you don't know the actual price of the tickets.
yeah.
You know,
It's just so random.
it can be 500, it can be 100,
It
it
can
can
be
be
100. You
$80, it can be
just
$50.
you just have to just pray. You just have to just
Can
pray
be
to your God.
1,000.
And you also have to pray that the time you are checking is not the time everybody's checking. So price will
Yeah,
go up too.
that too.
Someone asked. The person said the person is in Atlanta. They are 30 minutes from the airport, and their
Uh-huh.
flight is by 7 a.m.
Uh-huh.
What time should they get to Atlanta airport? Also, considering the fact that they will need to return the vehicle, like they rented a car,
Uh-huh.
so they needed to return it. And
Uh-huh.
people were just giving different times. Someone said 3 a.m., someone said 3:30. Do you know that one of the Atlanta airport handlers told them that they should leave the house, that if they leave the house by 5 o'clock, they should be fine. I'm like, they are really, really trolling because
Yeah.
if you are seeing your house at 5 o'clock and you're 30 minutes away from Atlanta airport, just don't worry
Uh,
about it. Especially in the
yeah.
morning, because those early morning flights, say 6:37, are the worst type of flights
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
through in Atlanta airport because in the morning the TSA checking guys, there's only
Uh-huh.
one or two people that usually come that early
Yeah.
and usually backed up. And it's now festive period. Yo,
Uh-huh.
if you're not there, if you're not the first person at 4 a.m., trust me, you're missing your flight.
Yeah.
But I don't know if person made it. I don't know if person made it. They didn't give
Yeah.
us a
It's so
feedback.
funny, like today, because I went to drop my mom off at the airport. When I got there was literally nobody in I was very stunned. I was like,
Um, mm,
why is there nobody in the airport today?
yeah.
Like, there are
So
people, but not that many people in
yes.
comparison to like what I usually see
Mm.
when, I travel through that airport, you know.
Um, I would think you have to consider the fact that I guess people even at the office, people are not really working.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like I guess because it's like in the middle of the week, people are like, you know what, I might
Uh-huh.
just stay till the weekend. Trust
Yeah.
me, if you go to the airport tomorrow, it's gonna be a
I'm
mess.
going to the airport tomorrow.
You're going to the airport tomorrow. Ah, okay, you
Yeah.
give us feedback. It's gonna be a mess because weekend, people like, you know what, I might as well just stay, just take the 2 days off and just continue my vacation. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a mess tomorrow. Like Friday, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a chill Christmas for me. It was really, really cold in New Jersey. I didn't go anywhere, I was indoors. Even though I planned to like, explore a little bit of like don't function when in the cold. I didn't mind the snow, but the cold,
Uh-huh.
it was terrible. Well, it was a nice New Year celebrations too. We're together celebrating New Year. I would say this year or last year was one of those years that things I've wanted to do, I finally got to do them. Not like
Uh-huh.
I had like a timeline or whatever. It just happened. Like, you know what? Let me just start. I wanted to go into a little bit of videography,
Uh-huh.
picture, photography, those two. There's still more for me to do, but I'm just glad that I got into it. I got
Yeah.
the equipment I wanted to start with. Then I've always wanted to be a DJ to know like what are they doing, like how are they doing this? Not like
Uh-huh.
not like I wanted to make money
Make it
off
like
it.
professional.
No, no, no. I was just curious. I'm one of those people
Yeah.
that,
As a
when, when,
hobby.
yes, when I'm curious about something, I don't get comfortable until I see why, like what is behind the things they are doing. So I
Uh-huh.
finally just, let me just check. So I checked online. I saw like I would say considerate amount for
The
the
DJ
deck.
set.
Yeah, so I only wanted to buy the deck because I spoke with Martins, the DJ Weekend. So
Uh-huh.
he gave me advice like, check this place, check this place. So luckily for me, I was very lucky. Sometimes when things just fall into place for you, it just fall into
Uh-huh.
place. So there's
Mhm.
a site I saw. It's not a popular site, but people like trading their things. So
Mhm.
I searched there, and I just checked Google, and Google took me to that site. So I checked for
Mhm.
the deck, and when I saw it, luckily for me, the lady that sold the deck to me, she was like,
Mhm.
she was trying to get into DJing, but it's not really for her. So she
Mhm.
sold me the deck, sold me all the accessories.
Oh
She even
wow.
gave me she even gave me she gave me a speaker that I use for monitor as a monitor. Like she
Mhm.
just gave me everything I needed
Yeah.
to get started with, like everything. Because normally they
Oh
don't
wow.
sell those things. You have to like buy,
Yeah.
buy, buy. Especially if you don't know those things, you don't even know what to buy. Because I didn't know what to buy. I just thought, okay,
Yeah.
deck and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you needed to get
Speakers.
speakers. I thought I could use my Bluetooth speaker, but nah, I
Yeah.
couldn't. I can't.
Yeah. There's a big difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah, so everything just fell into place for me. I
Yeah.
learned
If
how
I if
to
I may ask,
DJ.
how much did you buy everything for in general?
Um, I would say because at first she showed me the deck, and so we just started talking, just normal talk. And she's like, you know what? She will send me the speaker or something. She sold the speaker separately, maybe like
Mhm.
$50 or $60. Like it's just staying inside her house. It's just gathering dust.
But
So I would
yeah.
say in total, maybe like $700.
Oh, okay. That's not a
Yeah,
bad
it
price for
wasn't bad.
everything.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't. I saved.
Yeah.
I saved towards it. I saved towards it. So it wasn't like it didn't really drill a hole in my pocket because I
Yeah.
knew I needed it. So yeah, it was, and I learned it just YouTube, watching YouTube, talking to my DJ friends just to get
Mhm.
tips here and there, and
Mhm.
I just picked it up. I know there's still more for me to learn, but I think I'm in a very very comfortable space right now. Like before, I used to
Yeah.
be like if someone says come and DJ, I used to be nervous. Like okay, can I get this done? But now like
Mhm.
I can even go and fly. I can do without the headsets,
Yeah.
which is something that is like it's a
Yeah. Do
big
you
deal.
listen to like other DJ sets to like steal ideas and all that? I mean,
Ye-
at the end of the day, everybody steal ideas from everyone.
yes, yes. So I listen to radio a lot. I listen to radio a
Mhm.
lot. I watch, I watch YouTube. I have like guys that are like DJs. They teach how to DJ. They're DJs and they
Mhm.
teach too. So I watch them a lot. It just when I go to the clubs, I pick up like, okay, how this person playing.
Mhm.
Um, but most of my, I would say most of my strength is say you have to know a lot of songs. As a DJ, you have
Mhm.
to know a lot of songs. So I guess most of my strength comes from when I listen to a song. I know a song that probably would work before it and after it. So the
Mhm.
transition. So those three
Mhm.
steps, like with song you should play before this song, and the song you
Mhm.
play after that song. So that's one thing
Mhm.
like I'm really good at. So when I'm on my Apple Music, I'm listening to songs, I'm listening to random songs. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this song can go with this song, this one can go. So that's one of my strengths that I'm really working on, and I'm really trying to get better at it. I'm good at it
Mhm.
already, but you learn more. So yeah, that's my year in a wrap. And obviously, this podcast we had I would say a good run. Someone was saying that usually podcasts don't last more than a year and a half.
Mhm.
We've done, I would say 2.5 seasons because we started in the middle of season 2 years ago. So
Mhm.
we did the whole year last year. We did half year last year, year before, and we are starting this year too. So everything
Mhm.
is good with the support and help of our fans, our listeners. I get feedback from people. People talk to me. People say, "Oh, I like the way you guys analyze this one," or people say, "You guys are talking trash."
Mhm.
But every criticism is welcome, and we've been able to work on different things that people speak on. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
my and professional wise. Obviously, you need money now. My main job, my 9 to 5, we thank God for life. Let me just put it like that. But yeah, it's been a good year. My song of the
Mhm.
year obviously has to be Chris Brown featuring Davido. That song is immaculate, in my opinion. So that song is so good. It's so good. But yeah, and I've also been able to like add a few things here and then to some of the individuals I've been embarked on the podcasting. I also have my other podcast for tech,
Mm-hmm.
which is difficult to get guests for, but I've been able to do one or two. But this year I'm going to go aggressive at doing like getting more content on that. And
Mm-hmm.
also this year I'm venturing into other things. All the things I'm doing right now will continue and improve on them. I'm also like
Mm-hmm.
trying to go into correct videography, like be more aggressive about that too. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it. And obviously United disappointment, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, that's the year in wrap. I'm not really a fan of New Year resolution, but I just know that there's some things that I need to get done. So I guess starting the new year gives you a fresh start in your mind. That okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a fresh start. So that's it. Enough of the motivational talk and speech. For you, anything you want to share about your year? Did you get married? Did you get engaged? Did you have kids out of wedlock or
Nah, nah,
inside
nah, nah,
wedlock?
nah, nah, nah. I mean,
uh,
nothing crazy. I think last year was mostly just, traveling to a lot of places, meeting new people and, just enjoying. Literally, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I mean, sometimes you have to explore and enjoy and see this world, because life is short at the end of the day. So, I think yeah, last year was that for me. Like I visited like 8 countries last year. Yeah, so
that's dope, man.
yeah,
It's not
so
easy. Just don't downplay it, guys. It's huge because
yeah,
to begin with, we are Nigerians. So first
yeah,
thing, our first problem is getting visas.
yeah, yeah.
That's our first
You
problem.
already know the issues with
It's not easy. Even apart from the flight tickets, like hotels and logistics, that is
Mm-hmm,
like you can still, find is that visa. That's the problem.
mm-hmm,
That's the
mm-hmm.
problem.
That's
And
one big issue, but I guess like you said, planning. You have to just plan way ahead. That's one
mm,
of, I think that's one of my secrets to like, because it's so funny. Um, most of these trips that I did, if you compare it to like what other people did, like when I hear prices, I'm like, oh my god, you know, that's crazy
mm,
because my trips have been like on the cheaper side, because it's just all planning, planning,
mm,
mapping out how you want to go, going to like countries that are really close to each other. Because
yeah.
when they're closer to each other, it's like a 1 hour trip and 1 hour flight, and it's like cheaper, you know.
Mm,
And it was a lot of like just exploring Africa. Like I went to what 4 West African countries, and like what 2 East African country and South Africa as well. So it's like I've explored all the coasts of Africa. It remains like North Africa. So in total now I've been to like 10 African countries or so.
that's dope,
Um,
man. That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, no, not
That's
10, like
dope.
11. Yeah, 11.
Mm,
No, 10 or 11, one of them. You know.
mm.
And hopefully this year I can enter North Africa and see how North Africa is. But
Have
that's
you been to Europe before?
Europe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Europe. I've been to like in total I've been to 21 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope,
I mean,
man.
in the next few years my goal is to get to 30, because I feel like that's like wow, 30, you've got into a good number
That's
there.
good.
You
So
know.
if I want to start my own traveling, I know who to talk to.
Yeah, yeah. You can
I know who
always
to talk
ask
to.
me and I can always I'm always open to like let people know like, oh, this is this is this. You
Mm,
know. Because obviously I have all the itinerary, I planned it with people and all that stuff. There's receipts, and I know where we went to and all that stuff.
mm.
So, my next goal
That's
is to
dope.
go to like South America, um, Asia, and like Australia. I think those are like my next. South America is like definitely next on the list.
Mm.
Then Asia, then maybe Australia. I'm not too big on Europe, to be honest.
My first trip, honestly, has to be to South America. Has to
Yeah.
be. Has
Yeah,
to be
like
South
Brazil and
America.
Colombia, I want to go see,
Yeah.
'cause for me, it's like I want to see places that like have like African roots
Roots. Same here,
in there,
hundred
you
percent.
know.
That's my motivation.
Yeah,
Brazil, Colombia, Cuba.
yeah,
Um,
Cuba as well,
yeah,
you know.
those are places I want to go to. So I'm not going to Argentina because for obvious reasons. Number
Yeah.
one, I don't like Messi. Number two, they don't like black people. So
Yes.
what am I playing there? What am I living
Yeah.
for there?
Yeah. Brazil is definitely top of my list. Brazil, Colombia, you know. I want to go to China is like if I end up going to China, I know I'll end up one day, you know, is one of the places I want to like I want to touch like most of those what do you call them again? Um like you know how the Great Wall of China, I forgot what they call those things again.
Oh, okay.
Um
Eight wonders of the world.
yeah, yeah. So I've been to like Chichen Itza, I've been to I think I've been to like two already. You
Oh,
know,
nice. That's
I don't
dope. That's
remember
dope.
it off my
That's
head.
dope.
But I've been to a
My
few.
my aunt was complaining about her son that the boy is traveling everywhere. I'm like, he's young. That's what you can do at a young age. You let
Yeah,
him explore. At some point, he's gonna get done, and you see that. But there's really nothing
yeah,
like. And his guy is American. Was born in the US, so
yeah,
he probably has gone to a lot of states in the US already. So there's
yeah.
nothing for him to do next. You just go outside and
Mm-hmm.
explore. Anyway, let's start. We're back to football. A lot of footballing activities, both on field and outside. Stuff have happened from the last episode that we had. Where do you want to start from? It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I don't know where
There's
to
a
start
lot.
from. I don't want to start from.
I mean, we can start from the top. Liverpool.
Okay, okay. Let's have on Liverpool. Liverpool. Because I have a list of things that I have to, but let's have on Liverpool because Liverpool are topping. So Liverpool, what's special about them? Because I saw some of their games and they just, I feel like they are resilient. That's one thing that I notice about them. They keep going. They don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
They create a lot of chances.
Mm-hmm.
Salah is a madman. This month of
Yeah.
December, last month of December, he got 7 goals and 7 assists.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The person that is closer to him is Isak. Isak got 8 goals and 2 assists, if I
In
remember.
December.
Yes, eight
Mm-hmm.
goals and 2 assists. Do you know how crazy that is to score 8 goals in 1 month? Ah, but I think we need to have an episode on this goal scoring tendencies. Like we are scoring so many goals recently than we used to do in the past. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the strikers are getting
It's
better or
yeah.
if the defense is getting worse. But that's a conversation for another day because how can somebody score 8 goals in 1 month? And
Yeah.
he's not like a world class, world beater kind of striker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a team that they create a lot of chances, but they're not like Man City or even Arsenal. Like they don't create that amount of chances for one
Mm-hmm.
person. Not like normally they distribute the chances. But yeah, Liverpool, they are flying high right now. They are 6 points ahead of Arsenal, right, with the game in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So to
Yeah.
you, what's
Yes.
special about them right now?
Um, I think what's special about Liverpool this season, because obviously, like, we have to give them props, you know. Because first of all, first and foremost, right, you have to give the coach props, you know, because like I always say, if you criticize a manager when they're doing bad, you have to praise them when they're doing good, you know. And vice versa. If you praise the manager when they're doing good, you have to criticize him when they're doing bad, you know. So I think first and foremost, you have to give and slot props because you know for me prior to the beginning of this season I thought that there will be a drop off, not drop off, not because they don't have quality but more because like you know it's a new manager, you know, and Klopp had been there for like a long time, you know, he had really raised the level for Liverpool and so on, you know, and you know he left, so I felt that there was going to be like just a drop off just because of like it typically happens. You know, when a manager has been there for long and a new guy comes in, there'll be a drop off just a little bit typically. But for slots, it's just been like, you know, um they just continue rolling, you know. continue from last season because, to be honest, Liverpool didn't really have a bad season last season. They just really fell off at the end, the final part of the season. That's when they fell off. Like they got out from Europa League. They like I think it was like the last 7 games that they fell off from the Premier League as well. It was in April that they fell off in Premier League and they got knocked out from FA Cup in April as well. So April was their disaster month last year. But in general, they were really doing good, especially Klopp was leaving and so on. So they were doing good until the final lap. They dropped off at the final lap, and this guy just came in and just continued where they stopped.
I have a question.
And go
I have a
ahead.
question. Do you
Yeah.
think we'll be pressing them the way we are if City was stopping? If
Um,
City aren't going through their
I don't
their
even think
problems
City
right
will
now.
have been topping,
No,
because
no, no, let's say like let's say everything is dandy. Obviously, but it's just hypotheticals, right? Everything is dandy with City. They are placing
hmm
everybody as a shield. Do you
hmm
think we'll be placing Liverpool as much as this? Because obviously, City on their good day, let's
hmm
say on their 60% day, they'll probably be topping the league. They are better than everybody, like
I
100% better than
I
everybody.
kind of I'm very skeptical that they will have been topping the league, even if they were good, right? If City were good, because if you look at Liverpool's record, right, they've lost only 1 game this whole season,
Mm,
1 game, and they've drawn what 2 games. You
yeah.
know, that is pretty good. Like they've drawn 3 games: Arsenal, Newcastle, and Fulham. I think that's really good. And the Fulham game was with 1 man down. Newcastle last minute. Arsenal. It's a tough game. Let's be real for them. So like I personally feel Liverpool will have still been top, even if City was good. Maybe they won't win it at the end of the season, but I think even if City was good, they will have still been top. And I still think we'll have given him props because of what I just said. Like he continued the process, and they don't even look like they lost one of their legendary managers. You
Mm,
know, they don't look
mm.
like they lost anyone. It's just like a continuation. Again, they're not doing anything crazy. If you watch them, it's not like, wow, these guys are like magnificent. I've never seen football like this. But like you said, they're just relentless. They keep going, keep going, keep going. Even if they're down, they're like they keep going and going and going until they score. They are first in the Champions League. They are in the Carabao Cup semi-finals playing against Tottenham. They are first in the Premier League. They are in everything. So you have to give the coach the props for for
Okay,
for the good work that he has
let,
done.
let's 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 move the conversation forward. Do you think they can win the league? Oh no, no, don't answer the question. Do you think Arsenal has the strength to fight them all the way and, if possible, win the league? Arsenal.
Um, it is a very how will I put it? I, I always believe in Arsenal. Like I'll always believe in this current Arsenal team. Um, but when you now start considering like other factors that are not you cannot control, like injury,
Okay, good.
the squad depth. Wait, let me finish. But you have to like if Salah drops down now, it changes the conversation for Liverpool completely. Is that true or false?
Yes, it's true, but
Yeah,
it's how you now manage those periods that
yeah.
makes
But
you a top
it will
team.
it will it will definitely it will
you cannot.
definitely change how you look at them. Like, maybe they might not, because Salah has literally contributed like I think 75% of Liverpool's goals this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Losing
That
that
guy
guy
is
is like
he's,
critical.
ha- he's
You know,
having the season of his life.
his
Honestly,
life, yeah.
my
So
opinion.
if he drops, it can have a major impact on their season, and they can just like fall from there. It's the same thing
So
as like,
hold on. So if Salah gets injured, just
yeah,
about hypotheticals,
yeah,
and they struggle, obvious, like clear, obvious struggle because of him,
hmm hmm
wouldn't that be a disgrace?
It wouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to figure it out. You have to get it done. At the end of the day, it's a brutal sport. It's results driven and so on and so forth. Yeah, you just have to get it done. But
That's what
you,
I'm saying. That's what I'm
you,
referring to. Like, it would be a
you
disgrace. I'll give an
yeah,
example. Sorry to cut you short.
yeah.
Was it Barcelona that Madrid faced, or Atletico Madrid? One of those games that
hmm
Madrid wasn't complete. They didn't have complete players. They had injuries. and they were
Mm-hmm.
spanked. Nobody cared. People were
Yeah,
like, ah,
yeah,
Madrid play rubbish. So
yeah.
I just feel like it's part of the game because why would one player derail your whole season? That's why I
I
don't
mean,
usually accept that
but
conversation
that's the
because it
thing.
means
You you can currently,
it's bad planning on everybody's end.
but some players are just like, it's just like if you removed Messi from Barcelona, you see the difference. Like Salah right now is like on the highest level he's ever been, highest he's ever been. He scored more than seven. He has like 52. How many goal contribution does he have like this season? Maybe in the 40s already. How many goals he has in Premier League? Like 17 and like what,
Yeah,
13
he's the highest goal
assists,
scorer. Yeah.
or 14 assists. I don't remember, and he also has in Champions League as well and other competitions. So like that's a lot of goals from just
So
one person.
so for Arsenal, like what are the chances for Arsenal? Do you think Arsenal can go all the way and also win it? That's
The,
conversation. Regardless of
sorry, the,
with everything you've considered.
yeah. Sorry, what I was also going to add that like the other thing that you have to consider is that like, um, unfortunately, unfortunately, I also feel like luck is also a part. Luck has to. You also have to be lucky, and we've been a bit unlucky this season. So like when I say unlucky, the red cards that we got, we're cruising in Brighton, and we got a red card and we drew that game. The game against Man City, I felt like we're unlucky as well with the red card. At the end of the day, it's still part of the game. Um, so we've been unlucky, and now we're what, 6 points, potentially 9 points behind. So we're what's it called? We're trying to catch up. So it's even much harder to catch up to a team that is already like cruising. You get what I mean? So in summary, who are the favorites right now? Is Liverpool's title to lose at the end of the day? Right now, as of this point, it is Liverpool's title. If Liverpool wins most of their game, they win it. You know,
Okay.
um, Arsenal can only try to win as much as possible. But like, if Liverpool keeps on winning, then they win the league. That's it.
So your chances are getting slim, as you're telling me.
Yeah, it's very slim. It's very
Okay.
slim. Probably
You
like
spoke about
10%
luck.
right now. Huh?
You spoke about luck. You spoke about
Yeah.
luck. Were you guys unlucky last season?
Um, what part?
I don't know. The whole season.
I don't remember. If you have any unlucky or whatever, you can
I
tell
can't
me.
remember
But
now.
I don't
You're the
remember.
one that's talking about luck now. Like things that happen to you guys doesn't happen to other teams. And,
No, no.
I'm
I mean,
wondering what kind of luck you're talking about.
come on.
So hold
You,
on.
you
Don't let us talk about this season. Last
yeah.
season, were there any parts? Do you feel like you guys were unlucky at some point that derailed your season for not winning
I
the league?
don't recall. I don't recall. No.
Okay. You know that funny. One of your Arsenal fans shared a stat that when you guys needed City to even draw one game, they didn't draw any
Hmm.
game. They won all their games.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Remember when we said that Chelsea, when they get up there, they start shaking. I didn't know it was going to come early. I don't know what's going to come this early. I'm pleasantly surprised because what the hell is going on? Like it's so
Yeah.
quick. The matches are so slim.
Yeah. That's the thing about this Christmas period. One bad week can take you back. Chelsea was 4 points ahead of Arsenal. Now they are 4 points behind Arsenal.
Behind. It's terrible. Like I saw, I was like, what's going on?
It's one bad week. It's all this period is like one bad week will take you back like very fast, man.
All of a sudden,
And
they're
that's what happened to
shaking.
Chelsea. That's what happened to Chelsea. Is like one bad week just took them back. And now they're even back in like, are these guys even going to make top four?
That's the thing. You know what's funny now? They've not won a game in a long time.
Yeah. See, I
It's just
think I have,
loss.
I have a theory, right? I have a theory. Um, Chelsea got so high after winning Tottenham, and like it's been hard to like because the next game was against Brentford, and they were. I personally think that game was supposed to be a draw because the way
Mm.
the game was going, it wasn't. It was a very shaky game for them, and they ended up scoring at the end, to make it 2-0, and Mbeumo made it 2-1. At the end.
Which was
But it
that?
was not. It was
Which game?
Chelsea Brentford. It was
Oh yeah.
right
Oh,
after
Brentford,
Tottenham.
Brentford.
Yeah,
Mm,
right after
mm, mm.
Tottenham. That wasn't like the result wasn't it wasn't like as easy as the result same because there was 2-0 until right at the end, then it became 2-1. But Brentford had a lot of chances in that game.
Mm.
So my theory is that like they got really high off that Tottenham win. And because they came back from 2-0 down and they won the game,
Yeah.
what, 4-2 or 4-3,
Yeah.
sorry.
4-3,
You
4-3.
know,
Son scored.
yeah, and to be honest, Tottenham is just a very bad team, in my opinion. And I even expected Chelsea, even when they were 2-0, I knew Chelsea was going to win that game.
Yeah, it was
Because
it was very glaring. It was very glaring.
so I think
After
Chelsea
they
got
scored those two goals,
that
Chelsea
was
just
it
took
for them.
over.
Yeah,
They just
and
took
I
over.
think they got really, really high on that. And
Wait, the one I was
they,
talking to the other day about Tottenham, that I want to know the stats of
Mhm.
every team Tottenham played, the next game those teams played,
Oh
whether they
yeah,
win it or drew or
yeah,
lost.
you
Because I
tell me,
have a
yeah,
feeling that
yeah,
every team that played Tottenham, the next game they struggled. I
yeah.
just have that feeling. I need to go and check and realize and check one after the other because
But
Chelsea,
like,
United,
yeah, Liverpool
even
didn't
if you
struggle though.
lose,
Liverpool didn't
I mean
struggle.
Liverpool is different. Liverpool is
Yeah,
different. But even if you lost, that Tottenham game was going to affect your next game. I need to go and
yeah,
check what happened
yeah.
because that team they're so poor that they just they are. I think so. I would say they are poor because I'm just this is just my bad belly talking. But I think they are so lopsided that they attack so much that they
Mm-hmm.
forget how to defend.
Yeah, they don't
And
have,
in
and, and the
EPL,
manager is like,
we
oh, I'm going to stick to my ways. I'm like, that's a
yeah,
different conversation as
EPL
well.
will teach you a lesson. EPL is
I'm
going to
I'm
make
not a fan of that. I'm going to stick to my ways no matter what happens. Stick to my ways. Like no, like you
you
need
have
to
to adapt.
adapt. You
Mm,
need to adapt. Adapt, man. You can't say
mm.
like, oh, you have like a depleted backline, but you still want to play a high line. Like, are you kidding me? They're
Before we
going to
get to
concede a lot of goals. They've
before we
lost more
get
games
into
than they've won. They've lost
yeah
like 10 games already or 9 games, and they've
before we
won
get
like six.
into Tottenham, do you think there's any way out for Chelsea? Do you think Maresca has anything need to steady the ship again and get them to a good position?
I've always been saying this. Like, Chelsea needs to be taking responsibility of where they are, man. Like all this, like, oh, we should be patient. Patient for what? You spent 1.3 billion in since Todd Bowley took over. What are you patient for? You spent the most money from everybody in the league. You know, so what are you patient for? You know, you need to be delivering. If any other industry that has invested that much money is like, oh, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here, man? You know, what are you patient for? You spent 1.3 billion, you know, in 2 seasons. You need to start delivering, man. You can't still be saying, oh, let's be patient, And I know obviously they'll win. If they don't win, what's that European competition that they're in? Conference League.
Conference
If they
League.
don't win that, that's a disgrace because I expect them to win it. I don't even think it's a competition for them. It's like it's a given. They have to, you know, because who are they playing? I've never heard most of the teams that they are playing in my life. I've
Yeah,
never heard them.
and they're beating those teams, man.
Yeah,
They're beating them well.
I expect them to win it. And, there's not like, oh, yeah, we have to be patient. No, 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 no. Now you have to start like delivering, you know. And if Chelsea doesn't make top 4 this season, you know, uh, people need to start looking at their coach. They're like, what the heck? Because you have a quality squad and you have a lot of depth. Your team is literally playing 1 game a week.
Mm.
Literally, let's be real. They're playing 1 game a week. 1 game a
Yeah,
week, man. 'Cause
Maresca
yeah,
has his work cut out because and that's one of the things that I like to see. I like to see a manager, be able to negotiate the problems, negotiate the pains, and get the team back into winning ways. Oh, I
yeah,
forgot to speak about City. So City, was it our last game? I can't remember. Savinho played on the left,
yeah,
and
and he
for the
scored,
first time,
scored and
even
assisted.
even I'm not even looking at the goal. The way he played, you can literally tell that football right now needs people that are left-footed players to play on the left wing, right-footed players to play on the right, at least once.
Mm-hmm.
maybe once in 5 games. Because the way Savinho played, I think he had his best game for City this season for
Mm.
them. That's
Interesting.
just my feeling. Because the way he played, those crosses, those first time crosses, taking on
Mm-hmm.
players, he felt like he was comfortable on that wing. Because I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
this whole concept of every right-footed player has to play on the right, left, and left-footed. You cannot switch. You can switch it. Just switch it up. And
Yeah.
Alan bowled, man. He bowled. I think they drew
Mm.
that game. Was it
No,
the
they
last
won.
game?
They won 2-0 against Leicester.
Oh yes. Alan bowled that game. I mean, granted that Leicester are struggling, but Alan
Yeah.
bowled. Like you felt like okay, now that everybody's insulting me that I'm not good enough, I'm not spending a long time here. Yeah, he bowled. Like those two players, Savio and Alan, I was impressed with their game.
Mm.
So Saka is injured now. So what's happening? Finally, someone brought a stat that in EPL, this is first time. No, Saka's only missed maybe 5 games in 3 seasons in EPL.
Yeah.
Are you people slave owners? What the hell?
I mean, how many games has Salah missed?
Forget about Salah. Forget about Salah.
I
Forget
mean, the
about
top
Salah.
players, as a top player, you are expected to play like most games in the
Okay.
Premier League.
I
You
know
know?
you and Sam don't like what I'm about to say, but I still maintain this. Young players shouldn't be playing so many games. You cannot
Wait, when
compare
you say
Salah
young players,
to
how old do you categorize it as young players? You know, it's 23,
yo.
right?
If you are less than 23, you shouldn't be playing so many games.
Or it's 23.
I say if you are less than 23, if you are less than
Oh,
23. Saka started playing for you guys at the age of 19, right?
like 18.
18. And this dude, in those 3 seasons, this dude has missed only 5 games. Do you know how crazy that
But
sounds?
when okay, let's put it like this. When I don't know, I just feel like if you're good enough, man, you have to play, man. If you're good
No,
enough.
I get that part. But there should be a balance. There should be a balance. Because as with everything, when you do so many things so many times, guy, we are human beings. You become complacent. Your body tells you that, guy, relax. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's only one generation of players that played for a very long time into their late 30s. Only one
Mm-hmm.
generation. And it's
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo's generation. Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Modric, Cruz,
Yeah.
Messi, all those Ibrahimovic.
Mm-hmm.
Before those guys, a lot of these players just fizzle off. Raul,
Yeah.
when Raul started playing football, what's his name? Owen, even Fabregas, like they were playing so many games. All those young players that started at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
You have to manage their time. You have to manage their minutes. They are
Mm-hmm.
good, yes, but man, honestly, I don't believe in that. But it's your club. If you guys want it that way, then it's okay. But
Yeah. No, see, I'm in agreement to a certain extent. But I will say this. I think if you're good enough, you should play, you know. But I would also now say I think the problem is not about him starting games and all that stuff. It's about, okay, when you are winning, take this guy off, let him rest,
yes,
you know.
yes, you guys
I
should play
think
FA
that's
Cup.
the
You guys should play FA Cup against an unknown team. Saka will start.
Mhm.
You play Carling Cup. Saka will start. You're playing a
No,
team
no,
that
no, no, no.
you are sure. Hold on. You're playing a team that you are sure in the period that okay, Ballas is bad. We are going to win 1-0. Saka will
The
start.
thing about it in this Premier League, there's no you are sure. You know,
Okay,
the
it's
same.
fine.
Let me
It's
give you an
okay.
example. Let me just give one example. The same Ipswich that everybody was saying, Arsenal, we beat Ipswich 1-0. That's bad performance. So you play Chelsea and beat them 2-0. You know, there's no like, Premier League
Okay,
is so
okay,
tough that
okay,
you can't like
okay, okay.
rest and say like, oh yeah, be what's the word? Forgot the word. I forgot the word. It starts with C. Um Be complacent. You have to like be on your A game for look at
I
Salah
know
now.
that. I know
Salah
that.
plays every game. Every game.
Salah is older. Salah is older now. Okay, now that Saka is injured. Okay, so what happens? Is that the end of your season?
No, it's not the end of the season now. We have to
Exactly.
find a solution. And I think
Exactly.
I don't know if this is a fact. One year to me, that's the solution.
And then I got bored. I saw in his last game. I was like, shit. People have.
Yeah. One year
I was like,
I
damn it.
think To
He
me,
balled.
that's
He
the solution.
balled.
I
He,
think we found the solution. And that's the thing. Ateta sometimes he just like solutions just fall in his lap.
stubborn on
And
so stubborn on him.
yeah, and I think that's the solution.
Remember when I was complaining about Iwan that why is that boy not playing ball? I mean, not even as much as starting, just getting minutes. When I was complaining about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, now, now that that he needs to play, you guys will not
Mhm.
overplay him. You are just always on the extreme ends. We are gonna overplay him.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
if you're
overplay
trying to
him.
win, you have to be ruthless at the end
No,
of the day if you're
no.
trying to win.
What do I move to this? Manage the minutes. But yeah, as you said, Mane really like when he played that wing, he balled. I was like,
Yeah, I think he's more of a right winger than an
a
Odegaard
10.
position, in my opinion. Like from what I see, because he's more of like he's more of like, man, I want to like finish. Like let's get to the post as fast
Let's
as
go.
possible. Yeah,
Mm. It
that's the
happens,
kind
but
of player that he is.
like he's young. Young
Yeah,
players
he's
have
still
certain
17
type of
now.
mindset. Yeah,
Yeah, he's still
it's
17.
like when our guy KDB started too. So it was like that. So
Yeah,
until you see now to be, you just have to just manage, have a good management, talk to
yeah.
him, help him
Mm-hmm.
develop. But that guy, you guys
Mm-hmm.
have the ball in your hands. You have it's shot making. I saw some decisions. I was like, oof, okay, I see you. Because me
Yeah.
personally, I'm more of like watching the kind of type of decisions you make, which is what
Mm-hmm.
that's what's helping Liverpool. Certain
Mm-hmm.
decisions they are making, it's just working, it's just right at the
Working.
right time,
Yeah.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
working. Right
Mm-hmm.
decisions and it's working. Because I saw, was it Brentford or one of those games? I was like, what are these people playing? Like, what are you people playing? She was just horrible. Yeah, it was Ipswich against you guys. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that's why it's Ipswich because they were making so many bad errors. Not even like
Mm-hmm.
conceding the goal or conceding chances, but when they move
Mm-hmm.
forward, it was just bad decisions, man. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow. But yeah, Saka is injured. You guys have an excuse. We don't win the league. You say Saka is the reason why you guys don't win the league, which is
No,
fine.
no, no. I don't see things as an excuse. Though. Like, I still expect us to push all the way. If we don't win it,
Mm,
we move. But like, it's not like, oh, let's not scrap off the season. No, hell no. Like, still fight,
mm, mm,
still fight, man. That because one person is down doesn't mean that like you people are not going to die. No, no, no. Like, still push for it. If it's to bring in reinforcements, go in the transfer window and bring in somebody.
mm,
You're not going to scrap off the season and say like, oh, because Naka has dropped, then yeah, we give up. No, hell no. I didn't give up, but obviously I'm still realistic and I know that our chances are slimmer. But
mm,
I'm not going to be like, oh we giving up. That's it. No, no, no.
mm.
Still fight.
Let's talk
Still
about your
fight.
rivals. Let's talk about your rivals. Tottenham. Do you think if he doesn't get to top four and if he doesn't win anything this season, do you think he's liable to be sacked?
I, I hear a lot of Tottenham fans speak and they don't want him to be sacked. And I'm kind of in agreement with them. You know, I think this guy, he's a good manager for them. And when I say good manager, in terms of the mentality, obviously some of his tactics are not working. They are in an injury crisis. Let's be real. They have a freaking injury crisis, man. Like they literally have like all their center backs out, their goalkeeper out.
Do you know why? Do you know why they have injury crisis?
I mean, the style of play,
Thank you.
as well
So do you think?
contributes to that.
So do you think that would ever change? Because
But
this is
but
part of
but
the reason why I don't like hearing injury crisis because
but
you
but
can draw
the,
a straight line between your style of play and your injuries. Same thing with the nag. You
but
can draw
I'll
a
say
straight line.
something though. I'll say something. It's not just the style of play. I also think in terms of investment during the transfer window, they made mistakes. They bought like youngins, like they're trying to invest for the future. So they didn't buy like ready-made players that will come now. They didn't invest in the right areas for now.
Okay,
They're
hold
investing
on,
for
hold
the
on,
future.
hold on. Don't let us talk about the negatives. Don't let us talk about things they got wrong. Tell me
Yeah,
what this man is doing right. Before let me preface that. You're saying is good for them in terms of mentality, right?
yeah,
Is that correct? Okay.
yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
in the past four managers, apart from the dumbass person that they put in as interim, which
Mm-hmm.
of the managers doesn't have winning mentality? That this
I
man is
mean,
better than. Just tell me. Is he better than Conte? Mourinho, Pochettino, the man that is in Nottingham
But
Forest.
the difference between that is that we all knew those guys were not going to last there. We all
Why?
knew that it was like. Did you think Conte was going to last in Tottenham?
So here's the thing: you cannot say never. Do you get? You cannot say never. I mean, granted, you have a point there. Um, do let me disagree on that. You have a point,
Mm-hmm.
but my point is, if those managers who are born winners, like Mourinho doesn't get better than Mourinho and Conte, like
Mm-hmm.
in the world football, they could
Mm-hmm.
not change certain things. So what is this man going to do differently? And this man is not going to do better than them this season.
Yeah.
So
So
tell me what tell me what he's doing right.
let me give
Don't
you
tell
an
me all
example.
the
It's just like
injury crisis.
it's
He
just like
got
when
transfer wrong.
Ancelotti was in. It's just like when Ancelotti was in Everton. We knew he wasn't going to be there for long.
Okay,
We knew that was like a temporary thing. And I see
okay.
the same thing in Mourinho and Conte. For me, I always knew that was not a right fit. They were not a fit for each other. You get what I mean? And for Ange and Tottenham, I think they're a fit. From what I can see, they're a fit. This guy, like you said, those other two managers, they've won, they've done great things, and so on and so forth. They're higher caliber managers. But I think Ange is more on their level, but he's also a manager that has won everywhere he's gone. And he's trying to bring that mentality like, yo, I've won in everywhere I've gone. Even making bold statements out there like, yo, I always win in my second season. You know, making bold statements just to push that mentality up. Like, yo, like,
You've still
we
you've
have
still
to
not said
win. We got
you've still not said anything. You've not answered my question. What is it
like what?
about the man? What is he doing right that you think he should be remaining? If you as a owner, what,
Yeah.
what what has he done these past
So
two
I
seasons to
mean, it's
convince you that
still
you should stay?
yeah. At the end of the day, it's still a long season. Yeah, they are
No, no,
performing
no, no.
badly. Wait, let
You're
me.
not, you're not,
Wait,
you're
let
not,
I.
you didn't get my question. I said
Mm-hmm.
if he finishes the season not in top four and doesn't win
Yeah.
anything, I get this. It's a long season. I'm
I mean,
pushing it forward to
yeah,
hypotheticals. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So
So
tell me,
that I didn't hear the last part, the other part that you said not win anything. I only heard top four. You know. I mean, at that point, they have to go back to the board and reassess and see if he's the right guy for them. You know. But like I said, they're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup against Liverpool. Let's see how that plays out. If they win that, it changes the narrative. It really does. You
in
know,
what way?
'cause,
In what way? If they don't get to final and they don't win it, what does it change?
I mean, at least it's like, okay, we can see that like at least this guy is almost getting us over the line. You get what I mean?
And there's no
They're
top
still
four. And there's no top four.
wait now, they're still in the Europa League as well. They might not win it. I don't think they'll win it. But it is not like the season is over for them. They're still in certain things. There's still FA Cup, there's still Carabao, there's still Europa for them. Obviously, they're not gonna. I don't see them making top four or even top six. In the Premier
Olu,
League.
Olu, you're still not. I put a caveat on what I'm asking you. The reason I'm
Yeah,
asking you that
but
question is because we had a manager who
mhm,
obviously I think he finished sixth
mhm,
and he got to the final of one of those cups and they sacked him
mhm.
before he even played the final. So if they don't win it, just getting in the final doesn't change anything, in my own opinion, because you've not done anything differently from those the manager that got sacked because of that. So tell me, what is the justification of still keeping your job?
I
That's
mean,
my
that's why I said.
question.
That's why I said like at the end of the season they have to go back to drawing board and see if he's the right fit for them. But I think under Mourinho, right? Even if like they were getting to the final, I think most of their fans knew that this is not the right guy for them because they were freaking bored of the football, man. They're like, yo, what the heck are we watching? They were always complaining. Always. Always.
Okay,
They always say like haram football, da 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 da. Which kind of football is this? This is so nonsense. Same thing as Conte. They literally said the same thing as well under Conte.
okay. Let,
You
let,
know,
let, 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 let me push it forward, right? Let me push it forward. You're
yeah.
saying they're playing interesting football, yeah, yeah. Do you think there's anything in their future to say they're going to compete?
I mean, but you have to get if see, to be honest, even with their full squad, they were still playing the same way and they were conceding a lot of goals. But let's I think for a guy like Ange, right, and Tottenham, um, regardless of how this season ends, I think he should be given one more season and backed, you know. And when I say back, not buying like young stars and all that stuff, like just back him properly, let him get the right players, the players that he really wants in his team and so on. And from there, you can fully and truly now judge him.
Okay.
Yes, he's been there for 2 years. You should be already be able to judge him. But like, there are so many factors to consider, like son aging. You
Don't
know,
tell me all those
the,
things. Don't tell me again. Don't tell me things that are wrong. Let's be positive, because there's a reason I'm asking these questions. My next
why?
question is: have you ever heard or seen or experienced
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham getting the rating right players ever since you've watching football?
Like
The
getting
last
the
time,
right players.
like spending money on players. The last time that happened, and they're very close, was when they got Van Aert and got
Modric and all those guys. Yeah.
even Modric wasn't bought as a quality player. Modric was bought like, God forgive me, was bought like just one of those players. But it just happened that they stumbled on quality. But we knew Van Aert
Mm-hmm.
was quality. So
Mm-hmm.
tell me, what's again, back to my question, what is in the future of Angie and Spurs that you think is going to make them a team that's going to compete on any level? EPL, Carabao Cup, Europe Conference League, Europa
Nothing.
Cup, Europa League.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing. So
Like
you're playing
I mean,
fancy
in their
football
history, it's not like they are historically they've done that. So like, based on that, you can't point out anything that like, yeah, because of
because,
this. You get what I mean?
you were saying that it needs to be backed. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's what
just
I mean. You
it's not
can
gonna
only do it
happen.
based, but
It's not happening.
I'm saying this based off the manager's history, like from where he's coached and so on, the results he had gotten in other places, and what he's trying to instill in this club, which is the mentality shift, publicly saying things like that. Even when they were playing against Man City last season, he got really mad because they were like, yeah, oh, we want to lose the game, like the fans. And we're like, what? He's like, yo, he always wants to win every game. He doesn't care, if there's rivalry or whatever, like every game. And he said that publicly, like he's trying to like change that mentality,
Okay.
of Spurs,
God
and
will keep all of us. God will keep all of us. And what? And what?
I don't
And
even
what?
remember what I was going to say, but
Because I'm just happy that things are playing out this way, because I remember from the beginning, in fact, one of the
Mhm,
discussions we had when we started this podcast,
mhm,
because your brother was really raving about him. Ayotino
mhm.
was really raving about. I'm like, guys, it's Spurs. There's no magic this man is going to come and perform. It's Spurs, and I'm just glad that it's playing out the way I predicted it. It's Spurs, but we've got to keep all of us. Next season, we'll see. Um, so let's talk a little bit of foreign. I mean, all of them are foreign. I feel like Bayern, they are doing things. They're getting the job done quietly. There's no noise, no drama.
Are they?
Um, yes, because I mean, forget about what happened in Champions League. That is one of those games. It's one game happens.
Mhm.
But in the league, they seem to be
They're not
back
too
to
far off.
their,
Oh,
yes, but considering where they came from last season, I'm talking about drama that surrounds, especially company being a
oh
new
yeah.
manager, and young, ego and all that. And it's able to
Mhm,
manage Sane and Olise. No problem, because you know, Olise has come in and I think he has played. I'm not sure. I don't have my facts, but the games I've watched, I've seen Olise
mhm,
played more than Sane. Granted, Sane
mhm,
was injured at some point. I feel like company is doing a decent job, trying to reduce the noise around the
mhm,
old. I feel like I just need to give the guy kudos. Granted that I did not support the way he got there, because I don't believe, in nepotism to a certain
mhm.
level. But I just want to give him props, knowing how I
Wait, how
reacted
how was it
to.
nepotism? How he got there?
I mean, I'm just in, for lack of better word, because what is like he failed forward. Because I can't really get a team and now go and manage Bayern. Like it's really, really, it's very rare that happens. But
Yeah.
he's been able to manage the ship well, and I want to give him props, because I know how I spoke about him when I'm going there.
Mhm,
So, and I think, but I've been watching their games. I like the way they play. I see their intensity. On their good day, it's very difficult for teams to beat them. On their good
mhm,
days, like when everybody's fit, everything falls. They make the right decisions, and the manager is sensible. It just, it just, you know, just kudos to them. And
Mm-hmm.
speaking of sensibility, this before I talk about sensibility, let me just put it out on this podcast for everybody to listen. Carragher pisses me off greatly.
You
That
are
guy
Jimmy
pisses me
Carragher,
off
man.
greatly, like greatly. You know what Kendrick said? I like the way I hate the way you talk, the way you walk, the way everything about him pisses me off. Pisses me off. Let me just put that. Let me just put maybe one podcast. I will settle down and talk about why the guy pisses me off. But to decide, back to managers making decisions. Tell me why Gasperini decided to bench his three best players against Inter. Like, is it madness? After the game had almost gone away from him, he now put them in at 55 minutes. I watched the game live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Oh, today?
Jesus Christ. Yes,
Yeah.
that was horrible. When Lukman came in, you could see the difference in the gameplay. Things were different, the way he
Mm-hmm.
was cutting through Inter. Because at the beginning of the game, Inter wanted to kill them. Inter played
Mm-hmm.
like 10 minutes inside Atlanta's box 18, not even half, inside that box 18. It was
Mm-hmm.
terrible. If Lautaro Martinez will carry the scoring boots today, they'd have beaten Atalanta that know like five goals to
Mm-hmm.
nothing. That's how bad it was. And Atalanta is not that bad. It's not that bad to that level that you cannot even muster
I mean,
any
they're
challenge
first in
against
their
them.
league.
Atalanta is first in
Atalanta
the
is
league.
first. Yeah.
Inter has a game in hand. But yes. But that guy, Inter is like a bully in that league right now because they have the best players.
Mm-hmm.
So and they have the best chemistry. They have everything going on for them. So
And
why
they
would
have
not
the depth
decide?
as well.
You have the depth. Tell me why you now want to not face them. You now decided to bench your best player. Maybe and that's why sometimes it's just funny. Wouldn't you want to? Apparently, they have a tough run of games. But wouldn't you want to like win something? Do you get what I mean? Like, wouldn't you
Mm-hmm.
want to get to the final and just throw your chances out there? Like, okay, just
Mm-hmm.
let's see what happens. But you want to now lose the game just because? Like, it's just crazy. Do you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch it, but I was paying attention to the scoreline. It was 2-0, right?
Yeah, it was 2-0. It
Yeah.
was just
This the right back scored both goals. Yeah, I was
yeah.
paying attention to the scoreline,
Yeah.
but I
Funny
didn't
thing
watch it.
is, the second goal that Dumfries scored, Atalanta has just tried. They just missed chance against Inter, and it was counter. It was just, well, yeah. Yes. Now is the favorite part of the show. Let's talk about Manchester United.
Manchester United.
If you have gotten to this point, thank you for sticking with us. This is the most interesting part. Ah, let me start because I have so many things to talk about. First is first. I need to control my emotions when it comes to United.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I need to because there are so many things that are going on the field and
Mm-hmm.
off the field that is just crazy. I need to. I don't want to be like Arsenal fans that you win a game. We're gonna win World Cup. We lose a game, or we are shit. We're gonna relegate. So I need to
Yeah.
be able to control myself. I need to be able to. But there's nothing that United is giving me right now that's pointing to that direction. They're not
Mm-hmm.
making me have faith in anything. We don't have new manager bounce, and the games that we've lost or drawn, whatever, there's no reason why any manager, whether old or new, that they should be losing those games. There's no
Mm-hmm.
reason. There's no reason why you should
Mm-hmm.
lose to Bournemouth. There's no reason why you should be losing to Wolves. No reason. And it's
No
not,
reason why you should be losing to Nottingham Forest as well.
yes, and it's not formation, it's not style, it's nothing, it's not of that mode. Absolutely no reason. Okay, those games that we lost them. And I feel like I'm beginning to want to make a decision about Amorim. It's too early, but I'm really, really fighting the urge. Because I'm having the same feeling I had when Ten Hag came. I'm having the
Mm-hmm.
same feeling. And part of the things I struggle with Amorim, and I want to believe I'm wrong. First things first, he wants to take every game as the same. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take every game as the same. You cannot use the same formation. You cannot use probably the same players. You know, you cannot use the same style. You cannot use the same style of subs
Mm-hmm.
because apparently we made the most defensive subs this season. Both him and Amorim, him and
Mm-hmm.
Ten Hag. Why would you want to face Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City? Who is the last person? I counted five. Chelsea, um, and think those teams are same as when you want to face a Brentford or a Brighton or Nottingham
Mm-hmm.
Forest. No. Whatever you are going through that period, when you face these teams, your form, your highness, your greatness goes out the window. It
Mm-hmm.
is your tenacity, your style, your decision making, your subs, your lineup, everything has to be on point to beat those teams because they have players, they have the
Mm-hmm.
manager, they have history, they have the fans, they have the noise, they have everything that they can use. They have all the weapons they can get to play against you. There's no fear. There's no fear factor. Because why would the City be scared of United? Or why would the Liverpool? And the teams I mentioned, Newcastle, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, those four teams, and Chelsea and just there. But those four
Mm-hmm.
teams, they hate United so much with
Mm-hmm.
all their might and strength. So when I play United, even if they've lost 7-0 in the previous game, when I come in, they are
A
amped up.
different game now.
It's a different game. Arsenal's game, that's why I started getting pissed. We had a set of players that were already gelling with your formation,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided to now say, "Oh no, I want to make a tweak. Let me bench Ahmad and Rashford and bring in a
Mm-hmm.
player that's not played in 3 years. He hasn't touched football in 17 years, and say, okay, I'm going to play my team around this guy in Mount." That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the mistake that we made, and the same mistake Ten Hag made against Liverpool when he faced Liverpool for the first time. The whole world knows, and aliens in the universe knows or know that Rashford at that time had Trent's number. Tell me what this man now did. He decided to put a central or an attacking midfielder. Decided to
Mm-hmm.
put him on Trent. He put Bruno on Trent. I don't think Bruno ever had any go at Trent in that game, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how I think we lost that game. I'm like, why will you do that to yourself? It means you did not prepare for this game. You did not ask around that. Oh, guys, I know this is an historical game. What should I know? Sit everybody down and say, what should I know? Go to the pubs. Be a manager. Go to the pubs and just talk to people. Talk to the fans. I tell, like, what should I know about this team? What is the tradition? What is this that about this team that makes it tick? Just find loophole, find something. Tell
Mm-hmm.
me why you want to now play a Newcastle that are flying right now. They're not struggling. They are on form. Their striker has scored 8 goals. Their Murphy is one crazy guy. By default, Tonali, what's his name? Bruno Guimaraes, and what's the other guy's name? Those guys, they're like animals on a normal day. Even if they're playing badly, they'll still leave something on you.
Mm-hmm.
You have three midfielders in playing for Newcastle. You decided to play two midfielders against them, which is not even like the worst thing in the world. And I decided to play the midfielders that are not like strong. They don't go hard in Ericsson and Casemiro. Tell me why. Like why? Like, what was the thought process? What was it thinking? Absolutely, what was it thinking? Because I was talking to someone the other day. I was like, I don't understand why this formation is not working. 3-4-3 is not working. Until person told me that let's dissect it, which is part of the things issues I had with Ten Hag. There's nobody in EPL right now that is playing two midfielders. Only United is doing that. United and
Mm-hmm.
I think Sunderland and one other team, and then relegation further. No team is playing two midfielders. It's only United because
Mm-hmm.
you cannot tell me United is playing four midfielders or three midfielders. The idea is that the other two midfielders are playing 10 and they are up. They're not coming deep. So you are leaving us exposed,
Mm-hmm.
which was part of the issues we had with Ten Hag, that he exposed Casemiro badly. because the midfield was always empty.
Mm-hmm.
The first 20 minutes that Newcastle played us, it was terrible. They were toying with us. It was as if that time when Son and one other player play with 200 um, elementary schoolers, and those ones they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't touch the ball. That's how bad it
Yeah.
was. They were just toying with us. They would go to our box 18, pass to our box 18, come back again, do again, side to side. We couldn't get close. The game changed a little bit when Meno joined in the midfield.
The midfield. Yeah.
Tell me why? This is part I want to understand. I want to believe that it was a mistake. If not, this man is a problem, because if you really believe that Zexi start was going to change or have a mark on the game, they were in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a huge problem, because nobody in the right sense is going to start Zexi and Oiland against Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I like Mourinho. This is why I love Mourinho. Trust me, Mourinho is bless you. Mourinho is one of those managers that you see that one game, say allow this man prepare for one game, you are in trouble. If Mourinho prepares for you, you are in trouble. You are in a
Mm-hmm.
huge trouble. Mourinho knows his players. He knows what works and what doesn't work. There's no way Mourinho will go into that game and play only two midfielders. He's going to
Mm-hmm.
show up that midfield. Like, oh, this power flying, okay. This guy. Tonali is playing 6 now. Bruno Guimaraes is close to the box. Murphy is playing like a madman. Isaac is
Mm-hmm.
getting into the form of his life. Anywhere he plays the ball, he's entering the net. Why will you not do that to yourself? I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's the style, it's the formation. No, it's not the formation alone. There are so many things going wrong. And it starts from the lineup. So that's my rant. And Rashford problem, which is on that thing entirely. Because I don't understand why every manager comes in and the manager identifies one person as the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody now thinks, oh, once you sell that player, and this problem is gone. No. There's so many things. There's so many, I would say, unfavorable press and PR against Rashford.
Mm-hmm.
The one that even blew my mind the most was, oh, Rashford says that Barcelona is a team that fits his style, and he thinks that that would be
Yeah,
a
I saw
nice destination.
that.
That'd be a nice destination. And then I said Barcelona has not shown interest, but they are flattered by him thinking about them. I'm like, what kind of reporting is that? That is horrible reporting, because you know what that means. A lot of fans now say, this guy is earning 350. Rashford is not the highest earner in in um in Old Trafford, but
Oh, who's the
that's
highest?
I think it's Bruno, one of those players. But
Oh, Bruno has taken over him. I thought he was the
yeah,
highest.
Bruno just signed a new deal now. Then I say, I know what uh Ahmad will become a free agent in summer, but
Who? Amad Diallo?
yeah, yes,
What?
yeah, that's how terrible it is. Um, so then I say, it's going to amp up the fans against the player, because there's guy, one newspaper had 9 articles in 1 week on Rashford, and we had 0 article on how Grealish has not scored 1 goal in a whole calendar year. A player bought for 100 million. So all these kind of things just pisses me off. I remember saying this thing 3 pods ago. It is okay to sell a player. It's okay to sell a bad player. It's okay to sell a star player. It's okay to sell an average player. There's nothing wrong with selling a player. But
Uh-huh.
you now going to go and sell the player's name because you want to sell the player. So the fans will be against the player. I'm not a party to that. You can sell Rashford, because now Rashford is not playing. Are you telling me that Rashford is going to be on the bench or in the gulag for the next half of the season? It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't even see the point of him being on the bench against that your last game. Who do you play last?
We played Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like,
He was on the bench, right?
he was on the bench. He was warming up,
Yeah,
and
what was the point?
he not play Zexi guy. There's no have to. I was telling Ayotunde and Larry. There's no I would say level that Rashford will be low up to that it will be worse than what Zexi giving me, they're saving me. At least play Garnacho. If you don't want to play Rashford, like okay, whatever issue you have with
Mm-hmm.
Rashford, sexy. And people are saying that there's politics surrounding that. Maybe they're trying to get rid of, the high earners. And I was saying it then, with Sancho. I was like, the cane used to flog the housewife. Is up on the roof. It's going to be used to flog the new wife. Ẹgbàá fi sọ relay fún ẹgbàá fi ná ìyàwó ìyálé ó wà
Mm-hmm.
lórùlé a máa fi ná ìyàwó. That's the Yoruba adage. Now they're doing it to Rashford. I can bet next season it will be Bruno. They want to demarcate every top earner, which doesn't make any sense in my opinion. Because now, if you say Rashford is not good enough, which is part of the reason why I don't like Carragher, coach. I just remembered now. If you say Rashford is not good enough, that means you're going to sell Rashford for peanuts because teams will be like, it's not good enough now. It's not playing well. Why
Yeah,
would
you
you
guys want to
spend
you
money?
guys want to sell him now. You
Want to
guys,
get rid of him?
what's
It
their
doesn't
own?
make any sense. Now, Arsenal fans 100% will want Rashford because bad as a bad, he has something in him. Bad as a bad.
Yeah,
He's a player. He has something in him. And I stand is
yeah,
up from knowing. And since Rashford has been in the Gulag, he's our highest goal scorer. You not
wow,
believe it? He's our highest goal scorer. We're not creating chances. We're not scoring. But this man
yeah,
he has almost gotten his form back. And he's like, you know what? No, don't stand one side. We don't need you. We don't want to
yeah.
go higher. It's just terrible. It's terrible. In yours, those men, we went from fire to fire because now they're cutting everything. They say they stopped. They stopped something recently. They cut
The
something off.
foundation.
Yes, the foundation. I'm like, dude, it's United. That's pillar. That's like how Amazon has 5 pillars. Our foundation is part of our pillars.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way with Madrid. Madrid has a pillar. Madrid has pillars. If you're a great club, Bayern too has pillars. If you're a great club, there's some certain tradition that needs to be in place from one season to another. How do you attract top players when you're kicking off a nation? That means there's not. It'd be like Nigeria. You see, once a player gets injured, they don't care about the player anymore. Because I saw one
Mm-hmm.
video about one guy that played under 17 for
Yeah, I
us.
saw it
He got
too.
injured. And next thing the
That
guy is,
meniscus,
yeah, and now
and now it's
he's a
washing
mid
boots.
seller. Yeah, he's a mid seller. What's the word? I'm not cheating on mid sellers, but come on. It's our own. This guy represented us. It's the same thing they're trying to do in United. I mean, it's just so many things that are just going wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like there's any future for us. I personally just don't see any future because now we're in a relegation battle, whether we like it or not. We are
So
there.
to ask you this question, do you believe in Amorim? Do you think he can take it to the promised land?
I mean, you've asked this question many times. I'm getting towards no. I'm leaning towards no right now because of so many things I said, and I still have some points that I've not disclosed. But as he's missing those points, I'll skip. I'll start talk. I will talk about them, and some of those points he has missed them already. So I'm leaning towards
Mm-hmm.
no. I want to believe, which I don't support, where you have 20 games to want to try your style. Mr. Man, we're in business of winning games. We're not Brighton or whatever. You want to try things. I get it, but you don't need 20 games to settle down. You don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone came from Wolves, had one game. All of a sudden, the man is settled. And Slot came. Less than 5 games is settled. You don't need 20 games to settle down. No, you don't. You don't. So, I want to give him benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that he's trying to expose those players to say, oh, see players that I have, they're not good. That's one thing I want to believe. I want to believe that. I want to just hold on to him because if he truly believes that what he's doing is working, then we are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe this is thinking is this way, and that's the same thing I had with Tenan. So that's what I'm watching out for right now because that's Zexy lineup starting lineup is Zexy. Ah, no, no. I don't agree with that. I don't.
So at
And
what
it's good
point
that
would you give your final take on, because I remember when you said about Ten Hag, you are giving your take on him from his first season. At what point would you give your take on Amorim as
I,
the guy or not the guy?
I mean I would say sure, 100% sure. End of the season. That one I cannot skip. I have to give my verdict end of the season because the reason why I'm saying that The same thing with Ole. Ole started a very good bounce, was beating everybody. But that same half season that he was with us, that he was interim before he had the full time job, something happened. He started struggling, and he couldn't steer the team back to winning ways. That's why I knew that we're in trouble. This man is not
Mm-hmm.
it. I knew him from then because I gave him the whole half season, and it's happening again. So I want to just relax and not be emotional. As I said at the beginning of this my rant,
True.
relax, take it in, see what happens. And I also predicted that when I'm going to win those games. So I predicted that. I said it's that
So
during
do
this period.
you literally said you're going to lose literally all your games. My main
Yes.
question now is like,
Oh, hold on. Just to put a spin on it. The only team we're beating is Man City, and it's
which
crazy.
is so crazy.
It's wild. But yeah,
I think I know a lot of my fans are like, yeah, it's not the manager, it's not the manager. I think it's getting worse. And I think let's say Liverpool happens, Liverpool wins. Let's say Arsenal happens, Arsenal wins. I don't think Man U should be like, oh, that's a foregone game, because at the end of the day, it's still a results-driven game.
I know,
You
I
know,
know. I support
I
that.
think
I support that. I
I
support it.
think um, that Southampton game that comes Arsenal after Arsenal. I'm just saying hypothetical. If you lose your next two games, that Southampton game, there would be a lot of pressure for Man U to
Yes,
win
now.
that game and Amorim.
Yep.
And if that game doesn't go as planned, I think at that point, that's when the fans are going to be like, man, I don't think this guy is good.
Mm.
I think now people are like, yeah. But if Southampton come at home, if they come to Old Trafford and win that game, it's gonna be like that's when teams are gonna be like, wow. I think
To to
that
to add
that
to
should be the game. Oh, go ahead.
to add to that, that you say that they're saying, oh, he's not the manager. I understand, but I don't agree with them because you cannot say he's not the manager when the manager is making some certain mistakes or making some certain
Yeah,
decisions
yeah,
that is clearly his decisions,
yeah,
because you cannot tell me that he's not the manager and you're telling me that Mount is one of those players that you want to build your team around.
yeah.
You must be
And
crazy. You
and
must
I
be
said
mad.
one and I said one thing earlier in this podcast, like, yo, if a manager wins game, yeah, you praise him. Yeah, it's his job. Yeah, you praise him. But if they lose game, you have to criticize him because it's also his
Yep,
job.
yep,
Not now say like, oh yeah, another manager was there. It's not his team. But if he's winning games, or you give him praise, you're
yep.
gonna praise him.
You will insult the previous manager that, oh, this is why they sacked the
Yeah,
manager. And,
yeah,
and,
you're
and,
gonna
and the thing is, whatever is happening around the club, or whatever the mood is, whatever the confidence level is, the manager is still responsible. And
yeah,
I understand that the United's confidence is very fragile. See, man, I see teams play and I get angry again. We should concede one goal and we are done. It's wild.
yeah. It's
Do you know we
crazy.
started playing well against Nottingham, against Newcastle at the end? I'm
Yeah,
like, what is the point of playing football if you want to play only 50
the
minutes
game is
of the
already
game?
over at that point now.
Like Newcastle were like relaxed. They're like, you are no good.
Yeah,
Just do. Like, at that point, I think about 75 minutes, I was like, ref, just blow. There's no point. Because I was
yeah,
100% sure we're not going to score. I just knew we're not going to score. I know you spoke about luck. Trust me, you make your luck. You
yeah,
make your luck. Because you have to press to make your luck. Because
yeah,
sometimes players shoot the ball and there's a deflection. There's a reason why a player is shooting from that point. There's an opening. There's an opportunity to do
but
that.
it's so funny that game. It's so funny how like it was 2-0 in first half, but it could have been 2-2 in that
It will
first
be
half.
2-2. Yes. But does that mean that that's the end of the game? You still have another 45 minutes to play. Why
Yeah,
can't you create the same type of chances? Or okay, maybe not the same type of chances, but why can't you create chances
yeah.
to get in that position too? Because you
You
missed
guys
two
hit the
chances,
bar a
that's the
couple
end of the
times
game.
in that second half, Sha. You hit
But
the bar. I didn't watch the second half, but I watched the highlights and I saw you hit the bar like twice in that
but
second half.
is that okay? Is that the end of the game? Is that the end of the world?
Yeah,
You have to
I
continue.
agree.
You have to be persistent.
Yeah, I
Chelsea beat
agree.
Tottenham after conceding 2 goals. Imagine if
Yeah,
that's oh, that's the end of the game. And they had to score 4 goals. But if they didn't score with 4 goals, Tottenham was going to draw that game. And the way that game went, Chelsea annihilated Tottenham. But if they had drawn that game, down who cares about the story of we play better? You drew the game. You drew the game. You shouldn't have drawn the game. You should have won the game.
Mm-hmm.
So all this talk of it just whatever it is, that's our level right now. We just have to take it. And whether we like it or not, you cannot sell 11 players. You cannot. So all those talk of they want to let Casemiro go, Rashford go, Eriksen go, Evans, Maguire, who again is there? I agree with them, but unfortunately, you cannot do a wholesale run like that because of FFP. And there's one thing that you mentioned that EPL is doing too. That's restricting teams from doing
Like
something that's
PSR.
yes. What's the feeling of PSR? For people
I
that
don't know
don't
the
know,
full meaning, but like obviously they control like the finances now. They are the ones that are investigating the finances, so like it's not just from, you know, buying and selling of players or your revenue. It's also um encompasses like even the managers. It's pretty much your finances in general, you know.
everything, both renovations.
Yeah, everything.
Um, Imagine when this guy was doing press conference. I think after Newcastle game, there was a leak. Someone said
It was
there's
after was it Newcastle or Bournemouth? I think it was
I know those
Bournemouth.
two. There was a leak. Then they said there's Old Trafford is rat infested. Come on now, a world class team, quote unquote world class team. Come on now, like man, it's just painful. It's really painful because there's no effort. There's no effort. And this my mantra is
So
if you fail, hold on, if you fail, let it be that you put everything on the table. You put your
yeah,
blood and sweat. It's not your fault. But
yeah,
I don't like excuses.
yeah.
I don't like that's my mantra in everything I do in life. When I was in
No
school,
excuses.
I try to prepare, I try to read as hard as I can. If I now enter the examination hall and the question now throw me off balance, I'll be like, okay, this is not my
I'm trying
fault.
my
But
best.
if
Yeah.
I see the question and maybe I might have skipped it in my notes, I'll be like, yeah, this is my fault because I should have read this. I don't have anybody to blame but myself because I did not prepare the right way for this exam. The same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the same thing with luck too. Like if you read well, you like you read well, the luck might come and you go enter the examination or might be the same point that you concentrated on that the professor decides to test you on. And you get your
Mm-hmm.
A and you kill your mouth and go.
So I remember we had this conversation at the beginning before Amorim stepped in, and I always keep on asking these questions because I just want to get a gauge, you know. This is my final question, for today to you. How bad can it get before man you say like, come on, Amorim, he's not that guy. Let's let him go and bring in somebody else.
I mean,
How bad?
at this point, the fans. That's why I don't like modern day football. I don't like it because right now we are too close to the clubs. We get so many information firsthand, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, and there's so much influence by pundits right now than
Mm-hmm.
they had before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's so much power, there's so more fear and emotions and compassion and whatever from pundits, press, and fans. It might be relegation before they say this man is not the manager because they will say we were in bad points before he came. That's the excuse they will give. So that's what a lot of fans will say. So I think relegation will be the point.
So if you guys are 17th,
Yes,
okay.
I think so. I
Because you
think
guys
so.
are what 7 points again away from the relegation zone.
Guy, we're in relegation battle, whether we like it or not, because it just takes two games,
It
and those two
does.
games, you just need one loss and one draw, and another
That's
team
why that
win.
Southampton game is very important for Man U, man. Very, very. Because if you guys lose that game, phew, oh my god, I think that's when. Again, I think that game, like a lot of Man U fans should be looking at that game and being like, this is like a make or break game. Because if you guys, first of all, they're last, right? If you guys are not able to, not even a draw, win that game, then I think that's a serious problem on your hand. I think at that point, reality would now start setting in that, like, bruh, we can really get relegated this season, man. Because I think now a lot of Man U fans are like, nah, it's never going to happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. You know, until that Southampton, if Southampton beats Man U, if Southampton beats Man U, there would be an outrage. There will be I predict there might even be like a protest. Like fans might enter the stadium and like fight the players.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen under T.O.W.N. So anyway, we've come to the end of the show. Just very quickly, not too much analysis or whatever. United, Liverpool. We know we're playing at Anfield,
Yeah.
and someone brought up the stats, which I need to go and check. I saw it. We've only scored one goal in it, and that was 2018. They're beating us like 7-0, 5-0, 2-0, all those kind of. So I don't think there's any hope. I don't think any United fan is going into that game
But
thinking,
last week
oh, we
you
have a
drew zero
chance.
zero there. Don't forget.
We didn't score goal now. We did not score. Last
Yeah.
time we scored was 2018. So
I
I don't think any
mean,
United fan is going there with any
if,
hope of
if
winning
this
that
coach
game.
can do away with this rubbish formation, I think and set up the team right, like defensively, you know, like he's done against Arsenal and Man City, and the team is ready for that battle. You know, I still
It's not
think it's
happening.
not. I know, like a lot of Man U fans have given up on that game, but like at the end of the day, it's still football. Anything can happen.
Yes.
Anything can happen.
See,
You
the
know,
only thing that happened that can change the complexion of that game is if they do a jolo for us and they help us. That's the only thing. I'm telling you, if they give somebody if they give Salah a red card and give Van Dijk red card,
that can
to
happen
disrupt the
too. But
game.
even if they give the red card, those guys can still win you guys.
And they give us
I'm not
penalty that we
even
don't
joking,
deserve.
man.
And they give us penalty that we don't deserve. They say they foul us in our box 18. You know, now they do basketball now. When they commit
Yeah.
foul in your own under your own rim and they give you your free throw. You foul us in our own box 18 and say penalty in Liverpool's box. That's the only
Yeah.
way. Because
I hope for Man U to do something because
it's not
obviously I'm
happening, it's not
Arsenal
happening.
at
It's
the
not
end of the
happening.
day. But
Don't
like,
worry.
I
Don't
can't
worry about
see.
it.
I can't even
Don't,
see it happening. You
don't worry
know,
about
I
this
can't see
Sweat.
it.
Don't worry about Sweat.
But but
We'll collect. We'll take it. We'll take
but
the L.
I hope that you guys can do something, even if it's a draw. But do I see anything happening? Unfortunately, no. But I'm just hopeful. I'm just not gonna lie. Like I'm just hopeful. I come in
It's not
that game
happening.
with hope.
It's not happening, Sweat. Who are you facing?
And Brighton away.
Brighton. Oh,
It's gonna
that's
be a
a
tough
very
game,
interesting
man.
game.
It's gonna
That's an
be a very
interesting game.
tough game.
Yeah.
Not even man, we have a lot of tough games coming up. We have Brighton, Newcastle, Man U, within the next week, right?
United is in the FA Cup, or FA Cup now. So
Yeah,
don't worry about
United
it.
in FA Cup, Newcastle in
Uh,
Carabao. So it's like I think now Arsenal has to like really lock in and be like, man, this month is very crucial for our season because we have 9 games this month. You know, a lot of them are home games. A lot. We have like
that's good
5
for you
home
now.
games.
That's
Huh?
good for you.
Yeah,
That's good for
yeah,
you now.
yeah.
You have a
That's
good
the only
chance.
good thing. That's the only good thing. Apart from Brighton, we have home games until like the 25th of January or 26th. You
Okay.
know, so we had 2 away games at the beginning, then like 5 home games, then like 2 at the end. 2 away
Mm.
games. You know, and the home games are pretty hard.
I
Yeah,
think
hard games.
I think we won only one game in December or two
Oh yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah. You guys broke another record now.
Yeah, I mean we always break records because we are
You guys have been
that's not
breaking
new.
records for the past like 2 seasons.
Yeah. I think City too won only one game too, so we're twinning. I think they won only one game. Yeah, because
So I'm saying,
I thought City struggling will make us like maybe we would say we switch our fortunes, but no,
yeah.
we're doing we're twinning in our rot. We're
We're
twinning.
best friends.
Yeah, twinning. It's so bad that City had to give us one win. Say collect one win. I'll take one win somewhere else, but you collect this one because that's the only way we could have gotten one win.
You see that Man City game, like everyone said, Man City's gonna smack Man U, Man City's gonna smack Man U,
No,
Man
no, no,
City.
no, no,
But
no, no, no,
it's
no,
different.
no.
It's different. Yeah, I
Go ahead,
understand
it's
it's
different
different.
because everybody knew like they're struggling. So
Yeah.
we're like, this is the best time to beat them.
But
But
everybody
if
still
Messi
predicted that Man City was gonna win.
if Messi
And
was a step better than they played us, they'd have beaten us.
yeah, just slightly
So
better. Like
yeah,
they
just
will have
slightly
beaten you
better.
guys.
Yeah, it's not.
You know.
It's not.
And that's why I
Yeah,
said, like, shit, it's the rivalry, like form goes out of the window, man. You
don't worry
know,
about it.
it's like
Liverpool.
what happens on that day.
Guy,
What happens on that day?
we've not beaten Liverpool in Anfield in a long time. And
You know
when
it's
they
a
face
draw.
us,
Don't worry, me. I'll be pushing for mine. I go support you now.
uh,
My mind in Jersey.
I've ever pushed for Man U for that OP people and it has worked before. No. So don't think about it. Don't even it's historical. And Liverpool see Liverpool when they face us, it's like
Yeah,
no
it's
no
war.
it's
It's war.
bad. It's
Liverpool is
bad.
very brutal against you guys, man. They are
It's
savage.
bad. It's bad. It's
Like
really bad.
Salah,
So I don't even
when Salah plays against Man U, he's very savage.
yeah, like so I don't really bother.
He
In fact,
scores.
I'm
Salah
gonna
scores hat trick on a steady against Man U.
yeah. I'll just sit there in my house and watch it at home. I don't even watch it with anybody. Just I don't want stress. Just but yeah, thank you everyone. You've got to this point. We thank you for sticking with us. This was an episode that we decided to go over a lot of games quickly as best as we can, as well as we could. I mean, we tried now. We tried. I mean, we not tried.
We tried. We tried.
We tried. Because it was a lot of games, man. Probably like maybe like over 40 games in the past. But well, till next time, hopefully United will have good things to talk about in the next episode. And
Mm-hmm.
this is coming late for obvious reasons because of the festive period. But we'll be back on regular programming and watch out for our new episodes. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Yeah.